and Indiana. Hey, everybody.
Hi. Welcome, everybody.
Hello from Bocas del Toro, Panama.
Woo. How many people do we got here?
Looks like we got 71 people on right now. It's pretty cool.
Good numbers. Hi, everybody.
Let's see where we got everyone from today.
Yeah.
Chicago, Florida, Indiana, Thailand. Thailand's cool.
Thailand, no way.
Pennsylvania.
Indiana. Hi, Rich. Hello. Pennsylvania. What's up, everybody?
Ontario,
Canada. Woohoo!
That's where Grace is from.
My homeland represented. Hi, Ron. Hi, Terry. Ooh, got a couple Floridas.
Boston. New York.
So good to have you all guys here. Boston, New York, that's also our hometown. Love me some New York.
Anyway.
Okay.
Keeps going, yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot. It's good. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. And should we just dive right in?
Yeah, I guess let's go for it.
Start with the most exciting things first, maybe?
Yeah, which is what?
Plans?
Yeah, so we're actually getting off the boat for a few months, which is a first for us.
Yes, we have not got off the boat for, well, you haven't been off the boat for 5 years.
Yep, and you've been off for 4 years.
And I've been off for 4. And by like haven't been off, we mean the longest we've ever been off is like a month. And we didn't like leave the boat, we were staying nearby. So this is the first time we're getting off for longer than a month, and we're not going to be anywhere near the boat.
Yeah, so the boat is one of the main reasons we got the boat down to Panama is it's safe from hurricanes, and it's a good mission. So right now it is rainy season here, so we're sort of marina bound anyway, and we haven't really seen family or friends in a long time. So we are going to head back to the States for a little bit.
Yeah, so we kind of like everyone else. Well, not like everyone else, because COVID was very different for us than everyone else because we were in the Bahamas, but in some ways it was the same. And one of those ways is that we haven't been able to see family and friends. So that's been the last couple of years. And then the couple of years before that, we were just super eager and wanted to keep moving around. And so it's kind of been a long time coming. We're excited to see friends and family. We're not so excited to leave the boat.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't want to be gone for 4 months. The other kind of crazy thing I'm doing is I'm going to be working for a bit, it appears.
Yes.
Like I got an opportunity for one of our patrons to work in real estate, so I'm going to be lacing up that put on that button-down shirt for the first time in 5 years for me. So
there's probably going to be some mold in that shirt.
Yeah, it's going to be. So that's going to be
crazy
different.
One. So we have an opportunity that kind of came up. Don't really have all the details on that yet, so we can't share. But basically, Bill was able to grab some work for the time that we're going to be off the boat, which is great because we want to keep doing this. So we need to supplement our
YouTube earnings
and savings that we've been living off of for the past 4 or 5 years. So that's great for Bill. And maybe we should just pause and
lacing down the button down. Thanks, Michelle. She called me out on that one.
Oh no. Yeah. Button down is not going to be comfortable for you. I mean, not that it ever was. Arkansas, New Orleans. Oh, we have friends in New Orleans. Oregon.
I don't think there's any questions yet.
Okay, Minnesota. I just like to see where everybody's from. Near where Taylor is from. Okay. Both from Ontario, so St. Augustine, Florida. We love St. Augustine. Baton Rouge. Oh, Michelle! That's what you're saying, Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Old man Jim's on there.
Australia. Ooh. It's like feral Aussies. Love Australia. Okay. You want to keep talking?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We're probably losing people here.
Sorry, guys. I'm so excited. Hi, Jim. Okay. Yeah, so we're running off the boat. We're leaving the boat in the marina that we're in right now in Bocas del Toro, Panama. It's a very nice marina, and we trust them completely. It's very well run, very secure. Being as it's our first time leaving the boat, we are really kind of going the extra mile, at least by our standards, in cleaning and putting everything away and doing everything that we can do so that when we come back, it'll be nice.
Yeah, it's actually been quite a lot of work. Like we've never really decommissioned a boat since winter storage, and we had to pickle our water maker for the first time. I flushed the outboard, changed all the oil. We have a caretaker coming once a week to check on all the systems.
Oh, hi, Chris.
The boat is staying in the water. So yeah, it's going to be quite a bit of work. But we're almost there, and we're actually leaving Friday. So we'll be back in the States Friday.
Yeah, it is a lot of work, but we're hoping when we come back, we can just start cruising right away, because I know when we get back, we're going to be pretty desperate. And also, we've been in Panama for just over a month, I guess, and it's gone by like 2 days. Panama is absolutely amazing. I think we could be here for, like, personally, I could stay here for another year, honestly, like probably just in Bocas del Toro. So yeah, hopefully everything that we're doing now in preparing the boat will pay dividends when we come back, and we can start cruising right away. Marquesas Islands. Wow.
Maryland. Are you guys hanging out with Delos anytime this year? Yep, Delos is still here with us in the marina. They're leaving also, so we'll probably see them when we come back in the fall.
Yeah, we're pretty much on the same schedule. They're leaving a little bit after us, but they're one dock, same marina, one dock over. Nova Scotia.
We love Nova Scotia. Yeah.
Hi from Annapolis.
Annapolis, October. We will be at the boat show in October. That's basically going to be our leaving date to come back down to Panama. So if anyone is going to the boat show, we will be there. If you want to meet up or hang out, we're definitely going to do a couple events while we're down there.
Yeah, we don't have our full schedule worked out yet as to where we're going to be in the States exactly. Going to be visiting friends and family, and we're going to be ending up in Annapolis for the boat show in October, and then we're going to be going back to the boat right after the boat show. So yeah, we will be there. Adam, my wife and I just bought a sailboat the second day in the water. The mast. Oh, I'm so sorry, Adam. That sucks. But
you speak so fast. I get that a lot. I'm from New York. Gotta slow it down. From New York City. You guys going to sail the West Coast to Portland? Well, I think our next move, once we're done with Panama, and I'd like to probably go across the Pacific this year if I was allowed, but Grace is not as keen as I am to cross another ocean right now. I think we would probably do a Pacific loop, though, so we'd wind up in the South Pacific and New Zealand, and then go across Japan and Alaska to the North Pacific Northwest. So that would be one of our goals eventually.
Definitely on the list. It's just a matter of when. I am just in love with Panama, so I would love to spend more time in this area of the world before we cross an ocean, because that takes a lot of time and energy. I definitely want to do it, but yeah, not quite yet. I saw something go by. We're watching from Grand Manon, New Brunswick, Canada. I was actually born in New Brunswick, although I didn't live there very long. So that's awesome, from Cross Island. That was like our favorite place in Maine.
Yeah, Cross Island was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Napa, we've read that one.
Boulder, Colorado. I've never been. Have you been to Colorado?
Yeah.
I've never been to Colorado. Always wanted to go. Yeah. So someday we will be crossing the Panama Canal. Bill would love to do it like super soon. But Bill has itchy feet, so and I don't.
Japan would be epic. Yeah. Let's see. Harriman State Park in New York. I feel like we may have done that. When we take a train up from New York City and.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I don't know about that one though.
You'll be gone all summer to States. Yeah, we'll be gone. Carol we will be up in the States all summer. I think we are missing some of the better months down in Panama. We hear like September is supposed to be beautiful, but got to make some money while you can. So that'll be hopefully the last time. Maybe we'll be able to, keep our YouTube earnings going and won't have to make any supplemental income. But
yeah,
I'm excited for working again and talking to people and meeting people.
Well, you're not really excited for working again.
Oh man, it's good for the resume.
But I know what you're trying to say.
I'll never. Oh, thanks, Sandy or Scoop-de-doop for that nice one. Super chatted. Very nice of you.
Scoop-de-doop.
I'll never forget when you two split up so you could help watch Delos and Brian's. Yeah, well, that was I kind of like sailing solo. It's sort of an adventure. It's not something I would do readily, but that seemed like a manageable trip for me. It was a little longer than ones I had done previously. And it would have been great if I hadn't had the rig failure, but it was going well otherwise.
Yeah, we really wanted to help them out, and that seemed like the easiest way. And I got to sail on Delos, so that was pretty cool. And get to know Brian, Cosset, and Nugget a little better. Japan would be epic.
Portugal mainland we've actually been to before. We did that in 2018. We went from the Azores to Lisbon. And then we spent probably 4 or 5 months in the Algarve region. And then we wound up in Gibraltar. That was all before we were filming, but that was our first Atlantic crossing we did in Europe.
Yeah, we absolutely love Portugal. When we crossed the Atlantic, we actually planned to explore Spain and go a little further into the Med. But basically, we got really distracted by Portugal because it was just incredible. People were so friendly, super cheap. We loved it. We were there for 4 months, and then 4.5 months actually before we went back to the Caribbean. So we have been to Portugal, and we absolutely
it's one of our
love it.
It's a great place. How is the AC working?
That's actually one of our topics of discussion.
The AC has been an absolute game changer for us. I don't think we'd be able to be down here right now. Yeah, I think you turned it up on me.
I did. I feel bad. Should I turn it back down?
That's fine, I'll do it. But it's been a huge game changer. I don't think we would be here in Panama right now. We've been plugged in probably half the time, and then half the time we've been out on the hook. But because we have all the lithium batteries and all the solar, we're able to start the air conditioner out there as well. We just can't run it all night, so we'll start it for a couple hours and cool the cabin off in the heat of the day or when we have to work. But that's been absolutely amazing. And also when we were in Mexico for a month, it was like 100 degrees or 90 degrees every day, and we ran the air conditioning arena every day. So it's been really good.
Yeah, it was like one of the best things I think we've ever done. I know we've said that about other things, but this is really the best thing we've ever done.
Oh, and that's Carter. Someone else super chatted. Very nice. Mama, we met those guys. That's a patron. They met us in Annapolis. Remember they had the wine.
Thank you guys.
We sat on the lawn in front of Davis Pub.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So yeah, the air conditioner's been good. Let's see. Hi from Texas, per here. How do you guys live in such small quarters and not kill each other?
It's challenging at times. I think it got more challenging when we started doing YouTube too, just because like for narrations and stuff, it's really hard to be perfectly quiet. But I think we love it. And I will say there was a saying that like 1 year of boat marriage is like 7 years of marriage outside of boat life. And that's definitely true. Like we were together for so long before we even went on this adventure. And since we've been together 24/7, I think we've both learned even more about each other. But obviously it's more good than bad because we want to keep doing this. So, but it can be very challenging. I mean, the one great thing about a boat is even though it's small, we have the outdoor world as part of our space. So, and we are quite active. So, Bill can go for a paddleboard or out on the dinghy if I really need quiet time. Or that's another reason why we love buddy boats is that kind of expand your real estate.
We always
really,
have friends to go hang out, do something with.
Exactly. So if one of us wants a quiet night, which is actually never you, it would be me. Like Bill will go to one of our buddy boats. So yeah, I think otherwise the space isn't really an issue. Honestly, after cleaning this boat for the last 3 days, even though we always say it'd be nice to have more space, I kind of feel like that would actually take away from cruising in a way because it'd be more to take care of and more expense. So ultimately, yeah, it's worth it.
I think also if we had a bigger boat, I think we wouldn't be out here right now. We did when we were living in New York a couple years before we left our jobs. We actually were in contract on a 42-foot catamaran that needed a lot of work. So I think the money that it would take to get that boat up to spec, we probably still would have been in New York. We would have been out free for the last 5 years with no debt like we have been. So I think having a little smaller of a boat, while it's tighter and a little more chaotic, I think it's nice for like slip fees are cheaper, sales are cheaper, all the parts are cheaper. So I think it makes sense for our situation right now, and we're just happy to be out here experiencing it rather than tied to a bigger boat. If we made more money in the future, sure, we'd probably go up a couple feet. Everyone would, but as of right now, this boat's been very good and it's very seaworthy, very fast. Can't really ask for much more.
I agree with that 100%.
Any big projects? I think we're kind of done for major projects. I hope. I don't think we could fit any more systems in this boat.
There's always like maintenance stuff. Like we need to replace our head hoses. So when we go back to the States, we're going to pick up that stuff because they're quite old and they're getting challenging to flush now because they're pretty clogged. So we have that coming up. And then
we broke our depth sounder failed on the passage here. Actually, I promptly ran aground because the charts aren't that great here in Panama. I promptly ran aground. So that's a little bit of a challenge. Our chart plotter touchscreen failed on our B&G Zeus 2. I think it overheated in Mexico. It was left on for a day, and now the touch screen corners are broken. Everything else works, but it's really a pain. So I think we get a new B&G chart plotter when we're in the States, and we'll move the broken one downstairs so we can still control the autopilot and everything from the nav table.
Right.
And while we're at it, I guess we're going to do wind instruments because all our instrumentation is about 20 years old, and if we're heading into the Pacific, we won't be able to replace it as easily as we can now. So we're going to be redoing our nav instruments, I guess.
I think we got another super chat.
Oh, thank you, Larry.
Larry, where can I see? Can you go down?
Larry, somewhere.
Oh, thank you so much, Larry.
For a beer tab on the plane.
Beer tab on the plane. It's not that long of a flight.
I have a mask on. I can't even drink beer on the plane. That's gonna be the hardest part for me.
That's so nice of you. We're gonna need a little relaxation when we get on this plane because the boat is definitely cleaner right now than it has been in a very long time. I keep thinking, like, if anyone out there has ever tried to sell their own home, like, you know, when you move, you like fix all these things and clean up, and then you're like, I should have done that while I was living there. It's kind of like how I feel right now with how clean the boat is. I'm like, we should just clean a little more frequently.
Yeah, but it's been an absolute mission the last week or so.
That's what I'm trying to. That's the long way of saying thank you, Larry. We're gonna need some cocktails.
What are you guys going to do? Yeah, I mean, Grace is going to keep editing, so the videos will not be interrupted.
Yes, that's actually another point. It's a good point. We so we tend to film more when we're excited about something. There's like a direct correlation, and basically since we got to the Dry Tortugas on, we've been super excited because everything's been amazing, and it's been what we consider to be real cruising again. So not our next video, but the video after is going to be us arriving into the Dry Tortugas, and then basically we have Mexico and Panama. So we also are trying to film a boat tour, which we've been meaning to do for like 2 years now. So hopefully we can get that done before we leave, and that'll be another video that we'll put out. But yeah, there shouldn't be any interruption in your regular viewing. Yeah, we're just going to have to, content. If we're gone for, I think it's going to be 15 videos or something. So yeah, we're going to have to come back and start filming. But I think that's where a boat tour would be nice, because it's just something different that we could add content-wise and not interrupt the storyline. But we also are filming the close-up of the boat, not in its entirety, but the things we think are kind of interesting. So you guys will get to see what that's like. It's been emotional and it's been tough. So that'll be coming up in those episodes too. Okay, what are you going to do? Is that me? Yeah, we got that one ready. Okay. Sierra time. Sierra is very cute. She comes over every afternoon and opens up her companionway and says, hi. And then she opens up the board and tries to come down here and terrorize the boat. Yeah, Brian and Kaza keep making fun of us because Bill and I are convinced she's not going to know who we are when we see her again. And they're like, she's a human being. Yeah, she's not a dog. A dog would remember. She's like, a human's going to remember. But yeah, we're going to really miss her. We're going to do video chats with her, I think, weekly. Yeah, because she's just such a bright light in everybody's lives. So I'm not looking forward. We're definitely going to miss them a lot. Yeah, I went over there today because I needed a hose to flush the outboard. Ours seized together for some reason, and it was kind of surreal, like that we're leaving in 2 days, and we've been together since March of last year. So it's a long time to spend every day with people. You know, it's sort of a big change. Yeah. But we're also really happy for them because More, which is Kaza's mother. That's grandmother, I think, in Swedish. She has never met Nugget. So just thinking about when she's very young. When she's very young, she met her. Sorry. So she has met her, but she hasn't seen her in well over a year. So I think just thinking about them as a family and how great that's going to be for them in Sweden all together, it's another thing kind of helping me through this, because I'm just so happy for them and so excited for their trip. So sad but happy. Enjoy it. You guys make an odd but interesting couple. That's true. It is kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, we're totally living through them with Nugget in many ways. It's great. AC was an amazing project. Yeah, the AC was a big one. It came out pretty well though, so we're happy about that. I think even kind of worried about Portugal. Acceptable tour. I don't think we've ever been there. Where? In Portugal? We kind of stayed in the Algarve, and we kind of did like Sagres was the furthest west we went. Yeah, I feel like I've heard of Setúbal, but I don't remember the Troia Peninsula. Yeah, we got up to Porto, not in the boat. We left the boat in Lisbon. We traveled up to Porto, but we didn't get north of Porto. And then, the boat kind of was just all the Algarve region, and we ended in the Guadiana River between Spain and Portugal. That was really cool too, because our anchor would swing. It's basically a river between the border of Spain and Portugal, and depending on the wind direction, you'd swing into Spain territory, and swing into Portuguese territory. So it was really cool. But yeah, that was awesome. It was an awesome experience.
MJ, just stopping and say hi. Get your butts back to Annapolis. We'll see MJ. We'll be hanging out with our friends on MJ. They were like one of our first sailing friends from 2012. We met. We both had sabers at the time, and they came to New York City and we had dinner together. We've been friends and traveling ever since. We crossed the Atlantic together, and we saw them in Florida this year.
Yeah,
so we'll see them in
Annapolis. They're our oldest YouTube buddies. Back in New York, like Bill was just discovering the concept of cruising. And this was before YouTube, but people had blogs. So he found Wind Traveler's blog. I don't know if you guys know her. She came through New York and he was like, we have to meet her. And I was like, I'm not meeting someone from online. That's just weird. Then Matt and Jessica came through and he's like, we're going. And we met them in New York. And then they ended up starting a YouTube a couple years later. But and Jessica of MJ Sailing is also probably one of the biggest people who pushed me to start a YouTube. Because she was doing it and she enjoyed it and stuff. So
yeah, we were together in the Azores and they were filming everything, and Jessica kept saying, "Grace, you got to start a YouTube." And so you guys still thank MJ for having us start one of these.
Yeah, and we totally regret not filming in the Azores because that was our favorite place we've ever been. So yeah, at least we did start when we did.
What a lucky group to be secluded within the Ragged Islands. Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite life experiences, was spending that pandemic with all those amazing people in the Ragged Islands. Not something I'll ever forget. We kind of like stepped in bird crap on that one. I'll keep it censored. What do you think you'll miss the most?
On the boat?
Like, I think leaving.
Oh, God. Honestly, I think regular access to nature, because I just don't feel like I'm going to get that as much. I
don't know what I'm going to do if, like, sitting in a house. Like, I'm so used to being able to tinker and mess around with things all the time and fix things and improve things. I don't know how I'm gonna like sit and watch TV at night or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think I'll just miss like living on a boat and puttering around on things. And
it's so nice. Like even if I'm working on video all day, just taking breaks here is like amazing. You just go outside and there's all these crazy sounds, like the birds and the insects here are awesome. And it's like very good for your mind to be able to kind of click in and click out. Like that, and that's what I think. There's so much stimulation.
It's a crazy jungle here. Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
I think stimulation is like a way to kind of summarize what we're both going to miss in different ways.
Yeah, I guess I think life as a whole is going to be a little more stale living in a house for the next few months for us. We're just used to everything being a bit more dynamic, I guess. Like it's good and bad. Things break, you got to fix them, and bad weather. But as a whole, we're very stimulated by the lifestyle, and that's why we continue to do it all these years. Otherwise, we would have gone back.
I do think it is going to go by fast, though, because we are kind of going to visit a lot of different people, and Bill's going to be picking up work. So I honestly think that it will probably go by pretty fast. We actually have someone who's going to watch the boat for us, too, or not watch it, but come and check on the boat every week. So this person's pretty cool. He's going to send us pictures, and I think we'll be able to kind of feel like good about it. Hopefully.
Yeah, it is a little nerve-wracking. It feels like you're leaving like a family member behind or something, and especially leaving the boat in the water. It's making me a little more nervous, but they recommended keeping it in the water because the boats get filthy and destroyed in the boatyards here in Panama in the mud and the dirt. So, and there's a lot more people in the marina. So, I think we can leave.
Another thing we're going to do is leave our aircon on dehumidify mode, which we probably wouldn't be able to do if we hauled it. So I'm so excited about that, because the air conditioning is, even when it's just on regular mode, it sucks the moisture out of the boat. Definitely the boat is the driest it's ever been since we've owned it, since installing this. So that gives me so much hope that when we come back, things won't be bad, because Panama is quite humid. So yeah.
Quite humid, quite rainy. Yep.
Quite rainy.
They're New Yorkers. Yeah, I mean, they're New Yorkers. They know how to live in a small space.
This is true.
Our apartments weren't much bigger than the boat in some ways.
No.
Do you guys still communicate with other people from the yacht club in the Ragged Islands? We do. We have a WhatsApp group chat.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm actually hoping to see some of these guys when we go back. Well, we know we're going to see Ada.
Yeah, so I think Ada's going to be at the boat show with us. And the big catamaran is actually sailing to Panama this fall.
But he might come, too, to the States.
He might come to the States as well. We see Delos, obviously, still. And then the other two have sold their boats, so they're in Florida. So we might see them in our travels, but they're not. The boats are sold, so they're not really traveling as much. But the other guys, I think we'll see again.
We should just tell them to come to the boat show.
Or tell them to come to the boat show.
That'd be perfect. But yeah, we have like a chat, and we send pictures and stuff back and forth. So we are all still in touch.
How the starting current? So the air conditioner, we start with our inverter actually. So we never installed the soft start module. The new inverter from Victron we installed has like a 6 kilowatt surge rating, and it's actually able to turn over the air conditioner. It can. So if we don't have the solar power, it's not sunny, we run the Honda to run the generator. But we can't cycle the conditioner compressor on and off with the Honda. So if we're on the hook and we want to cool off the boat, we have to put the thermostat down to like 68 degrees and let it get really cold and then shut everything down, because the Honda can't handle the surge load of the compressor going on and off. But it works fine. We're not really running the air conditioner all day on the hook anyway. It's just cooling the boat off before we go to bed, or cooling the boat off around mealtime or something like that.
Given our battery restraints, we're typically only running the AC. I think we said about 3 hours in a 24-hour period when we're on the hook, so not that much. But one of the things that we are really glad we did is install a unit that was on the larger side for our boat. It cools down quite quickly, so it's very efficient. So even though we're not running it that many hours, we'll probably run it like 20 minutes at a time, and it will go from being 90 in here to 70 in
an hour, half an hour, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So
16 kilowatts is pretty big for this size boat. So it does cool down pretty quickly. And when we were in Florida, we were able to run it like 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day and still be fully charged, but it was very sunny and the days were longer. Panama and rainy season, we're just not getting the solar output anymore. So it's a different equation down here. But marinas are like $13 a day. So when we have to come in and do work, so the pattern here has been coming into the marinas for like midweek, get a video done, and then go out and play and explore islands for the weekend and back, because the marinas are reasonably priced. So we just plug the boat in, get our work done, and then go back out.
Yeah, it really, I mean, this is kind of a new experience for us, so I guess I can't say too much about it, but I mean, for the last month we've been doing this, where we've had the boat in the marina for a day or two, and then we're on anchor, and I absolutely love what both worlds bring. Like, the contrast is fantastic, because you come in and you can take like a hot shower, and have Wi-Fi and stuff, and then you go out to the hook. I could really see that as being something that's very sustainable long term. It's something we've never done before. We've always just kind of been on anchor.
Yeah, like 99% of the time we're on anchor,
which is great in its own.
I think it started changing a bit when now that we work more. Like YouTube, it does take us like 40-50 hours a week. So between two of us, so I think it changed. Like when we were just full time cruising with no job, you were able to put up with the heat and hot showers a little bit better. I think it changed. The equation changed when we started working so much.
Yeah, and also things are a lot slower on anchor, right? You're washing your own laundry and doing all that stuff. I mean, it takes up a lot more time. So when you have to spend time doing other things, then it's helpful to be in a marina. So that is the new thing for Calico Skies lately.
How's the fridge working? The second freezer's been amazing. It took us like 7 hours to get the chicken out of there the other day. So
I still have food in there from, of course. So
yeah, we got a lot of questions on whether it would work in that enclosed space. Work out fine. The grate we put is right where the air exchanges, and it's not able to maintain like 0 Fahrenheit. So ice cream's a little soft, but we're able to keep it like 15, 16 Fahrenheit. So it is making the meat really cold and really frozen. That's all we really could ask for. So it's not quite ice cream level, but it's like really deep frozen food.
I think the grate helps a lot. There's like a couple inches of space all the way around, and it gets warm in there, but I mean, it's not a big problem.
TTYC shirts. Our patron made us one, so us and Fellows have one, which is really cool. That would be a good idea. We should design a good TTYC shirt, because that was a pretty epic experience. We should put that on the merchandise store we have.
Great idea.
That would be fun. That's something we work at in the summer.
I'm gonna think about
good one,
that.
James. Good. Yeah, maybe we could do that in the summer when we have a little more time. We're not sailing. Halifax.
Condensation. Ooh, we can talk about condensation forever, or at least I can. The condensation is not great. The heater helps. We have a really strong, dry heater.
Forced air diesel heater.
But the condensation that we've had going north is one of the reasons why we're not going to do the north-south route again, and one of the reasons why we decided to get to a place that was outside of hurricane zone, because it's very annoying. And I don't think we've met anyone on any boat that doesn't have some kind of issue with condensation. It's just like the temperature difference between the outside and the inside. There's no way to avoid it.
We insulated a lot of the boat too. Like we laid insulation in the cabinetry. We laid insulation up in the hull liner and the ceiling. But we still couldn't combat the moisture effectively. We ran 2 dehumidifiers 24/7. like little units, little 12-boat units. But I think the main reason we're not going up and down though is the weather.
Yeah, that's like
it's
the biggest
actually
reason.
we just
Yeah.
were in too many gales offshore, and we just ended up breaking things, and it's just not fun. So I think that's the main reason we're not going north. We don't want to be another 40 knot
Yeah,
gale
that's the main
offshore
reason.
somewhere.
But like, yeah, dealing with mold and condensation is like one of like the 5 reasons. Let's say that we decided we're not going to do that anymore. So, yeah, not great. I would love to explore colder climates in the future, maybe on a different boat. I don't know if a different boat would be better,
The
but
seasons are just short. Like the main nice season was like really just a couple months. We got up there in July, and by the time we were ready to turn around, it was
Yeah.
cold. So I think it's like putting yourself. We're already sort of in a box living on a sailboat as it is. We have a lot of constraints, and I think traveling so far north out of season adds another constraint that's difficult to manage. So I think it's easier to stay a little further south for the time being.
Yep.
How many weeks of videos do you have in the bank?
We have enough to last us.
No,
Colin.
but how many you have made?
Oh, how many? We're never ready in advance. I had a video done 1 week in advance, like a month ago, and that lasted like a week or 2.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up. It's a constant treadmill with these videos.
Mm-hmm. But I am hoping. Well, I guess it's not even gonna happen this summer because anyway, yeah.
We'll
I
see.
don't know.
We'll see. Thank you so much, Dr. Samuel. Another super chat. Dr. Samuel, he's always a nice guy. We always chat with him.
Samuel, yeah.
Will you be in Annapolis? Maybe you'll be in Annapolis this fall when we're there. I think they're based out of Florida. Loney and Al, Ohio. New hobbies while on shore.
Yeah, we are gonna actually scoop-de-boop. We are gonna film a little bit in the States. My idea is kind of to have maybe one video of us closing down the boat and then the highlights of whatever we do in the States.
Yeah, but if we go like the Grand Canyon or something, we're not gonna fill that probably. I don't think. I don't know if people want to see that.
No, I think I was gonna film more like, I guess, just stuff with our families and hanging out at the boat show and like just stuff that maybe share some personal stuff, I guess, with you guys from our lives. I thought would be cool. So yeah, we will do a little bit of that. Any time for new hobbies? I don't think we're gonna have any time for new hobbies.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be busy. It's always a little busy when we're back stateside too. Gotta go to work. Yep. No one goes. You gotta go work to make
Build
some
a
money.
kitty. Oh wait.
I just skipped over. There it is.
Hello from Baton Rouge.
New boat in your future? I don't think anytime soon. The amount of effort and money we put into making this boat ready to cross oceans, just how we want it, it would be even if we had all the money in the world, it'd be a massive project to reinstall everything between like the lithium batteries and all the solar panels and the water maker and the sail inventory we have, like the staysails and code zeros. It would just be so much work that
it's a known enemy.
Yeah, we know the boat so well. Like if something breaks, I know exactly where to look. So I don't think anytime soon we'll be looking for a new boat.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be doing that. Hello from Baton Rouge. Saber 36 is a great boat. Nice to do.
Oh, that was for new hobbies. That was Loney and
yeah,
hi guys. Yep. I just recognize the names, Loney.
Turn on more lights. Oh.
Dark. Yeah, the lighting's not great in here.
I can try that. That's almost worse though.
Yeah, that's worse, I think. Sorry.
It's a little dark in the boat.
We'll come closer. Hello from Baton Rouge. Hi, Nelson. We've got friends in Louisiana. Saber 36 is a great boat. Thank you. Oh, wow. Nice. We love the Catalina 30. We have a friend with that boat.
Yeah. With a giant subwoofer on it. And we used to go party on that boat when we lived in New York. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. That's
a
huge boat for a 30.
Yeah, there's so much space in that boat.
Hi, Ricky from Nova Scotia. We love Nova Scotia. Turn on more lights. Yeah, sorry. I found you guys through Delos and I watch your videos. Oh, thank you so much, Evan. So glad you found us. As a child in your near future. I'm going to go out on a limb and say no.
We had a lot of fun with Sierra, but I don't know if we're ready for that level of responsibility quite yet.
Yeah, the boats
I could barely take care of myself.
Boats are child.
Forest fire 5 miles from my house. Jeez. Yeah, Panama. There's no fires in Panama. It's
that's awful.
It's very rainy in Panama. If you were to go to McDonald's, what would you order?
I know what I would get.
What would you get?
A filet-o-fish. It's like my favorite thing from
I don't know what I would get.
McDonald's. You get a McFlurry.
Oh, McFlurry.
Probably.
I haven't had ice cream in so long.
The sweetest one that they have.
M&M
with
McFlurry
like
is what I would
extra
do.
M&Ms. That's what Bill would get.
Y'all ever sail to New Orleans for Mardi Gras?
Oh, you know what? I would just like to get to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, period, let alone sail there. Because, yeah, we've got really dear friends there right now. And we've never been to Mardi Gras. But, yeah, I don't think we'll be sailing the boat there, but you never know.
I don't think we're going.
And we've never been to Mardi Gras. But, yeah, I don't think we'll be sailing the boat there, but you never know.
I don't think we're going back up that way. I mean, I guess we could talk about the passage here a little bit. The passage from Mexico to here was very upwind, very upcurrent, and had some piracy concerns up the coast of Honduras and Nicaragua. So Grace actually got off the boat, which you guys will see in the coming episodes, and we had a couple of guys fly down, patrons, because I just didn't want to have Grace on board in case there was any piracy things. So it was a bit of a hectic passage. Like the weather wasn't that bad, but having the engine run for 2 days straight, we were sort of running low on fuel. I felt so I had to cut the corner closer to Nicaragua than I wanted. And then I was getting messages from Delos, and they had so much more fuel. They were like 50 miles east of us, which was not a good feeling, knowing that they were giving such a bigger buffer to the pirate coast.
Yeah.
So it isn't. That's why I don't think I'd be sailing back to Louisiana anytime soon, because we sort of made our passage here, and I think we're happy to be here and on the cusp of the Pacific Ocean now.
That passage, there was a few considerations as to why I didn't do it, but that's one of them, the piracy stuff. And just going back to what you said about the fuel, our boat really doesn't carry much fuel, so we sail really well, even in very light wind. So it's usually not an issue, but it was an issue.
It was dead on the nose, so it wasn't like we could even really sail our way out of it.
Yeah, and you guys will see in coming videos. The other reason that I stepped off the boat was that I was not excited to do this passage, and I felt like that was a feeling I should not ignore. The passage that we did, or Bill did, for Mexico was not a recommended route. So most cruisers do not go that way. It's far from ideal in terms of the wind angle. And so I thought, you know what? There's probably people out there who would love to do this challenging trip, and why not give someone else an opportunity to do it? And I'll get off. And it actually worked out fantastic. We made some good friends, and one person was our patron that we had on the boat, and the other person was actually Delos' first patron, who we randomly met in the Dry Tortugas, Brandon. So it's kind of a funny random story. But yeah, so that was a little recap on the passage. But yeah, so as Bill was trying to say, is we probably won't be sailing back that way.
Backtracking, especially now we're so close to Pacific, whereas I've been wanting to get for years. Video's dark. Guys, turn on another light. We'll see. Maybe that's helping. More about.
Oh, they're near Lisbon. Yeah, I thought I heard of Setúbal.
Yeah.
Not in Algarve.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's north of where we were.
The Guadiana. That's
gotcha.
What it was, yeah.
Good morning from Thailand. You're originally from Finland.
Hi, Marco Polo Sailing.
Join the community. Vagabond 47 is a great boat. It's a great community to join, too. Sound community is amazing. It's one of the best parts of this lifestyle.
Yeah, the Vagabond 47 is one of your...
Yeah, I like those boats. Great YouTube. Thank you.
Thanks, Royden. I started watching for you on YouTube after seeing you on MJ's videos. Oh, Barbara.
That's one of our patrons as well.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying that, Barbara, that you found us way from back then. Yeah, we're so thankful to Jessica for pushing us to do YouTube. Russell. Thank you, Russell.
Very nice.
So heat or cold?
I mean, looking now, the Maine footage looks pretty sweet. Like, we have friends in Maine. I'm like, man, that looks cool. I always sort of like I always have grass is greener, so.
I think the boat prefers heat.
I think it's easier to manage a boat in the heat because you don't go, the mold is bad and that kind of thing.
But I think we kind of like both, though. I mean, our favorite thing, one of our favorite hobbies, if not our favorite, is to swim, to dive, to free dive. And it's one of the few activities we can do together because we have pretty different interests besides sailing. So we love to dive, and that's a really good warm weather. We also love to ski, but not as much as free diving or scuba diving. So
I think I'll break something if I do it now. So
probably heat, just because of the water thing. But we don't like to be.
We got a lot of scuba diving in actually this season too. Went diving in Mexico, went diving in Dry Tortugas. So that was nice to get back in a scuba gear. We haven't in a few years. I was working it. Yeah, I'll definitely be worried about the boat. Patrick Kelly. Are there a lot of mosquitoes? Bugs haven't been too bad.
Considering this is supposed to be like the mosquito coast, I think it's called. I was thinking about this the other day. I mean, it's more than like a lot of the places in the States that I've been to, but it's not crazy. Like, they have a lot of no-see-ums. I actually have no bites.
Yeah, we did have
so
one.
I'm gonna say it's not really as bad as.
Yeah, we had one random night of moths at like
that's
some
true.
moth spawn one night. We were at dinner at an outside restaurant, and it was just thousands of moths everywhere, or some sort of bug. But that hasn't been like that ever since.
It does seem to be very patchy too. Like, I've noticed there's like areas where I'll go where I'm like, oh, it's always really buggy right there. But yeah, it hasn't really been too bad, surprisingly.
Yeah, bugs been okay. Did the fuel tank cleaning solve your fuel issues? Yep. Engine's been great ever since then. We've been in massive waves motoring. We were probably in 20-foot waves motoring into Mexico, into Elam Harris. And
yeah, that solved the problem.
Nothing happened, no stall. The vacuum gauge hasn't spiked. So I don't think it was actually the fuel tank cleaning. It was actually more that screen on the pickup line that was probably the smoking gun. That's what caused most of the trouble. The tank wasn't that dirty. I think it was mostly that screen was restricting all the flow. So you change all the filters all you want, you're not going to get any fuel through that screen.
Well, also you saw Brian's tank, and that was horrific, and they don't have any problems.
Well, it was hard stuff, though, it turned out.
It was hard.
Yeah, it was varnished. Like, Delos had tank stuff in their tank, too. We were looking at it, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah, we just opened. They just opened their tank.
Opened theirs, too.
Okay, anyway. I've always enjoyed your channel. We Saber 30. Nice. Refitting in Camden, Maine. We loved Camden. Oh, God, I loved Camden. Good luck in your time off. Thank you so much, Russell. Enjoy Maine. We heard it's hot it's hot in a lot of places right now in the States.
Yeah, we heard it's like a crazy heat wave in the States right now. Wild. It's probably hotter in the States than it is where we are right now.
Yeah, it is great. Yeah, it averages what, like 85?
83. So it's actually just very humid.
But it's super humid,
sticky.
So it's like a warm 83. It's a hot 83.
What is the name of the Calico Skies soundtrack that plays at the beginning of the videos? It's called
With You, the song in the beginning of our video. It's from Epidemic Sound, which I don't use anymore.
No, in Vado Elements.
In Vado Elements. Epidemic's the one I do use, and Vado is the old one. And yeah, that's the band. That's the song name. Remember that barnacles were inside the raw water loop.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh.
Yeah, barnacles will grow past the strainer, a little egg or something will get past the strainer and wind up in our lines eventually.
Oh. What do we do about that?
Acid wash it or something.
Thank you, Sailing Cyclops. We will look into that.
Current general plans. We'd probably explore Panama.
For those who just dropped in. Okay, current general plans. We're leaving the boat for a few months. We're going to the States. Bill's going to work a little bit. I'm going to keep making videos. We're going to see family and friends. We're going to end up at the boat show in October, and then we're going to come back to the boat and keep cruising Panama. We're in Bocas del Toro, where we've been for a month, and there's a lot more to Panama than just Bocas del Toro. So we have a lot more to explore when we get back. I would like to stay in Panama and explore here for like another year, maybe go to Costa Rica. I want to do some inland travel. Bill is ready to cross the Pacific Ocean pretty soon. The time of the year when you want to cross through the Panama Canal is about February. So if we do that this year, we'll come back in October and we'll cruise till February in Panama, then we'll cross. And if not, we will explore this incredible part of the world for another year before we cross. We do want to cross the Pacific Ocean, so that's coming up eventually. Yeah, that's our plans. Love your videos. Feel you need to become yourselves, not a mirror of SV Delos.
We've actually, we talk about it a lot too when Taylor's on board. It's actually really hard when you're all doing the same activities and trying to create unique content, I guess.
Yeah, the comment was you need to
become yourself, not mirror of Delos. It's just hard because we're all sort of doing the same experiences, so it's hard. We've all been trying to find our own way to have our unique identity in the videos, but it's a struggle when we're having the same exact experiences, and they're the biggest. So, yeah, we're all going to be copying them.
I think we also, honestly, at least with Kaza and I and filming, I think we just have a lot in common too, because we don't really. I don't see their videos until they come out, even if I do watch them. I don't really watch YouTube videos at all. So in terms of the video creation, that's really kind of coming out of my own head. But yeah, we have definitely learned a lot from them though. So
yeah, I maybe that's part of it too. Like they are like good mentors for us, learning filming styles and learning tricks of the trade. So maybe some of that does come out in the film, in the like looking similar. I don't know.
Yeah, like the f-stop stuff on our camera, and but I think honestly we also are just kind of similar personality types in a lot of ways. So that probably makes a difference in the videos too. Okay, check out the 200 watt.
Make videos when you're in a real world.
Make videos where it's another vote for filming some stuff in the States. It's good to hear that because you never really know what people want to see.
Yeah, we're not sure what it's a sailing channel, so it's kind of hard to. I'm not sure what you guys want to see when we're there, but it is following the people, I guess.
Oh, we did check out the unit built by Emily and Clark's Adventure.
I did see that unit. That is pretty cool. We actually met Emily and Clark when we were in Georgetown a couple of years ago. They're very nice people. That air conditioner sounds sweet. The temperatures were a little hotter than I thought, though. Like, they're pushing 78-degree air out as opposed to like 20-degree air we're pushing out. So it would be cooler, but it's not going to be the same as like a built-in air conditioner. It's sort of like you need both, I think, if you want to be comfortable ultimately.
And then the problem with needing both is that you need the space.
Storage space, yeah.
Which we really don't have.
I think air conditioning really is something that you're not going to get the coolness without the power. So if you're using less power, you're getting less cool air. And the technology isn't there yet to combine the both yet. So in an ideal world, it'd be nice to have both. It'd be nice to have a little compressor that's cooling up the cabin to 75 degrees when we're sleeping. But we don't have the space for that.
Yeah, because it'd be a whole separate. I asked this question when I found out Bill looked at this, but it'd be a whole separate compressor, and we just don't have space.
Yeah,
for that.
you can't because you can't share. In those
you can't
parts.
share compressors. Thank you, Thomas.
That's Australian dollars, so it must be in I think Australian dollars.
Yeah.
AUD, that's cool.
Thank you so much.
You come sail on the Great Lakes.
I've always wanted to sail on the Great Lakes. I would love to do that someday. The only lake we've sailed in is Lake Redora, Nova Scotia, and I freaking loved it. So
make sure you get a video of Bill dressed up for work. Yeah, that's gonna be awful. At least my hair is cut again. I don't have long hair anymore, but God, I haven't worn like shoes in a long time.
You guys don't even know. We have like one gray sock. I'm like, you need to wear socks, like real dress shoe socks. I think we're gonna have to go shopping when we get to the States.
For sure.
Hi, Harold from Texas. Dundas, Ontario, my hometown. Hi, Sarah from Virginia. I came on late. If not planning a new boat, we're just leaving the boat to go see family and friends. For Bill to work for the first time in a few years. Help fill up the cruising kitty. And it is rainy season. Although I will say it hasn't really rained that much. It would actually be better for us if it rained more, because then we'd be like, oh, let's get off the boat. But yeah, and also because of rainy season. So we're coming back to the boat. Hi, Donna.
Okay.
Hello from Mississippi. Another Australia. When are you going to have kids? Yeah, that is not looking...
It's hard at the size boat, I think.
Yeah. That's another thing too.
Yeah, it's also like another. We'd have to change a lot of things right now. So it's not on the immediate horizon.
It's not on the immediate horizon. No.
Was a hose you ran through the bilge during the AC for the Yes, that was the running through the bilge was the raw water, which is how the heat is evacuated from the unit. So we just had to take water from a through hull because we didn't haul the boat, so the through hull is underneath the sink for our water maker.
So the question is, what was the hose you ran through the bilge during the AC? And that hose we ran through came from the seacock that takes in raw water from outside the boat, and that water is used to cool, right?
To help cool, yep.
Okay.
Exactly. Thank you, Lon, for super chatting. That's awesome.
Thanks, Lon. That's so kind. Thanks, Donna. I'm glad you enjoy.
If you had a magic wand, what would you wish for?
And I know I want to go to the Mardi Gras someday. If you had a magic wand, what would you wish for?
Wow. We'll have to come back to that one.
Honestly, I'll probably just to be younger so that I could do more again. Like, I kind of wish we started this. I mean, we bought the boat. You were 25 when we bought the boat. I would have been 26. I'm older than Bill. I would have been 26. But yeah, we just, we don't regret working in New York. We were in New York for over a decade, and we've said this before, like, and I actually love New York City. Bill didn't. But we don't regret it. It's just like the 10 years that we worked in New York are kind of like it all blends together.
Yeah, I think your memory bank, like I have so many memories now that are like punctuated chapters where I think New York's kind of blurred together. Like I remember, all different landfalls, all different countries we've been to, all different people we've been with, whereas New York has kind of felt like a big, long working. And so,
like I guess if I had a magic wand, and maybe a lot of people wish this in different respects, and it's probably really out of reality, but I'd like to be able to go back and know that I wanted to do this sooner, because then we would have saved money sooner. We would have done things a little differently. And, and again, I don't regret it, because we cruised a lot in New York. We cruised as much as we possibly could while we were working, and that was great. But yeah, I think I'd just add more time.
Yep.
More time for fun.
Hey, Schmoops Adventures. We'll see you guys
Schmoops.
in Annapolis soon enough. We'll be there pretty soon.
This is true. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Stefan or Steven. Have a great time traveling. You'll appreciate your boating life even more when you get back. And that is so true. There's nothing like being on the boat, off the boat to help you appreciate. Thank you so much, Schmoops. A sailing instructor I had once had circumnavigated in a Pacific Sea craft. Oh, I love Pacific Sea craft. I asked him of all the places he's been, what's his favorite? He said Bonaire.
Yeah, we never made to Bonaire because when we were in Grenada, the normal route to get to Panama would have been just sailing west from there, off the coast of South America. But we always wound up back up north. So, but I heard it's great diving there.
Yeah, we've heard great things about Bonaire, and that's another thing. Going back to the question about the magic wand, I think like once we got out here, you kind of see how much there is to see, and you don't know what you're missing until you start to see it, and then you realize, hey, I'm still only going to do such a small percent of what's out there. And that's an example. Bonaire is part of an island group area. The ABCs, they're called Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. That we never got to explore, that we heard were incredible, but someday.
It's just the world is so big, it turns out, when you're traveling at 6 miles an hour.
Yeah, especially when you're traveling at 6 miles an hour.
And you have to be out of the hurricane box for 6 months of the year. So.
And you're making YouTube
videos. About the whole thing. So. But yeah, someday. Dry Tortugas. Dry Tortugas was an amazing place. I think that's probably my favorite stop on the East Coast that we did. We had a great time. Like diving was great. It was just really chill when all the ferries left, hanging out on the beach. And the fort was really cool. It was a backdrop. And
there was a giant grouper.
There's a Goliath grouper.
Giant Goliath grouper. That was one of the highlights for me. But yeah, the Dry Tortugas was amazing. And the history. If you like history, especially if you like American history.
MJ's boat is shaping up nicely from Schmoops. Yeah, maybe I'll tinker on MJ's boat while I'm sitting in Annapolis. I'm sure they'll need a hand laying fiberglass down or something. I'll keep myself busy that way.
Laughter on water. The boat project videos are not my favorite videos.
Yeah, they're harder for Grace to edit because she doesn't find it as inspiring.
Don't find it as inspiring. Anything that has to do with the process is challenging because there's just like that built-in sequential nature to it. It's also so hard to know how much detail to give when it comes to boat projects because, you just don't know what people want to see. So I really struggle with those videos. So that's a great idea, but we probably won't.
Yeah, I think we're done technical. Well, for a little bit, we're done technical videos.
Donna, thank you.
Vitamin A. Say hello to Della's crew. Yeah, we'll see them later tonight or tomorrow.
Vitamin A stops biting bugs. I didn't know that.
Why are you leaving the boat, come back to the U.S. just to work a little bit, see friends and family, get out of rainy season? 100 in Annapolis today.
Oh, God.
It's hotter. It was only 83 here today. That's not good. 93 in Maine. Are you tired of the boat yoga? It's not my favorite thing, but it sort of comes with the lifestyle. If you want to be out here, you got to pay to play. So I wouldn't change it.
No.
192 in Arizona.
That's crazy. Oh my God.
We have not seen Sophisticated Lady in Panama because they're all in Shelter Bay Marina, and we stayed further west in Bocas del Toro. Originally, we thought we were going to go to Shelter Bay because there's a lot of people there, but we decided this area is too cool to skip. There's so many little islands here. It's actually really good cruising. There's like lots of anchorages, lots of protected waterways, lots of beaches to explore. So we're happy to leave the boat here, and it's an easy flight to Panama City to go back to States.
Yeah.
So we're pretty happy to leave the boat here and explore next fall. I love the different.
Oh, thanks, Ants on Okra.
Different. Where's Captain Rick? Shelter Bay. See you in Naptown. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see a lot of people in Naples this fall.
Who's that?
That's a scary lady again.
Oh, love you guys. See you in Naptown. Thanks, James. You love you too. I don't find it off-putting. What's that? Off-putting. Lost that one. I'm glad you guys like the different perspectives in the videos versus Delos. Grab Nike before you leave Central America and Buddy Bo. Oh, grab Nike.
It's another YouTuber.
I don't think we know them. Nike. You guys are a great team. Thank you, Lori.
Probably would not have found you for Delos. That's probably true for a lot of people.
Yeah, growing YouTube is like the hardest thing. And a lot of our friends that make YouTube videos are like veterans. We just happen to have a lot of friends who've been doing it a long time. So that also makes it harder because once you get bigger, you just grow faster. But I kind of thought from the beginning, the thing that we do have going for us is like, we really want to cruise. And we actually looked into doing remote work, other ways, and that wasn't easy. And we also really enjoy filming. We love having like a video record of our life. So what I kind of thought when we started was that like, we're definitely going to stick to this for a while, which I think is helpful. And that has proved to be helpful, but it is incredible how slow growing it is when you grow.
Well, especially it's so saturated. There's like 1,000 these days or something. So
yeah,
we started a little earlier, but I wouldn't share that experience either because it was fun cruising without having to work and film everything too. So
yeah, that's true too.
Can't regret it.
As long as you
How about a puppy?
we would love a puppy. The problem with a puppy is
you got to clear that puppy in all these countries.
Yeah, we've never done any videos on that. I don't know if other YouTubers have, but clearing into a country is a lot of paperwork, especially like outside the States. There's a lot of really bureaucratic countries out there where it's just like, it took 3 days to clear into Mexico. So when you have a pet, I mean, that's just the next level. We actually have good friends on Ada. They were part of in the Ragged Islands. Yeah. They were in the TTYC. They had the worst experience this year. I feel so bad for them. Their dog
failed a rabies test.
Their dog failed a rabies test.
False
positive going into
trying to get to Grenada from St. Martin and one turning around.
And so they like had to leave and sail back, which is horrible. So there's just all sorts of, I mean, and a lot of people do it. So it definitely can be done, but it's just not something we've wanted to kind of add complication to our lives. But we love dogs.
How old are you now? I just turned 38 2 days ago.
Yep.
Right? It was 2 days ago? 27th, yep. And Grace is 39?
Hi from New Zealand. We will make it there, Derek.
Yeah, that's definitely New Zealand's, I think, my next like major travel goal. Really,
we don't know when, but
I think the South Pacific will be cool. But I've seen a lot of nice beaches at this point. I think New Zealand's like really where I want to get to with the fjords and everything.
Yes, Brian, Cause, and the Nugget are here. They're on the same dock as us. A few slips over. Thanks, Bill. So yeah, 38 years young. We just celebrated Bill's birthday a couple days ago. We're not planning to return to the TTYC, but the cool thing is you can actually go. People actually tag TTYC.
Yeah, it's on Google Maps now.
See it in Google Maps.
And I started Instagramming TTYC or Double-Breasted Key, and there's actual like photos of the yacht club and stuff on Instagram, which is pretty cool to see.
So we're not physically planning to go there, but we can go there on the internet, which is cool. I watch because your personalities. I watched all this from the very beginning. So I will watch if you put out videos in the real world. It's certainly easier to keep it real. I mean, filming and video editing is a lot more work than I would have ever believed. And we were accountants in New York, so we had pretty annoying jobs.
Yeah, we worked a lot of hours in New York.
But yeah, it's a lot of work. And I can't imagine if we tried to really spin everything and kind of not keep it real, like how much more work that would be. So even if we wanted to, and sometimes, to be honest, there are times where I'm like, oh, I want to clean this up first, or like whatever. You do kind of want to put a spin on things, and it's like it's unsustainable to put a spin on things. So we will keeping it real. That's going to be pretty easy for us.
Have you guys been vaccinated? We scheduled our vaccination for the 2 days after we arrive in the States.
Thanks, Mom.
It's just, her mom, Grace's mom, that it's just going to be so much easier for traveling in the future, I think. I think it's going to become a requirement, so we're just going to get it and not think about it anymore.
Exactly,
and then we'll have that little certificate, and then we want to go move countries. Like now the Bahamas will let you in if you're vaccinated without testing or quarantine. So I think it's going to be a lot of that rest of the world. So for us, it just makes sense to get vaccinated, trying to travel.
Yep.
What kind of work do you do, Bill? We both were CPAs at a hedge fund in New York and working in finance. But now I think we do some real estate work with one of our patrons. So still kind of finance related, still numbers based and relationship based, but it'll be a slightly different spin. Oh, Tay. Taylor's Travels.
Tay. She hates that you call her that too. Hi, Tay.
We'll see Taylor hopefully Friday.
Yeah. We're gonna get dinner in Panama City.
We're gonna hang out in the old town Panama.
Yeah, so to fly to Bocas del Toro, it's like a puddle jumper plane from Panama City. So we're actually gonna fly to Panama City, stay a night, and then fly home. We're gonna see Tay on the way out. Especially overlapping. I'm so glad, Jeffrey, that you like that. We get a lot of feedback actually that people kind of like to see. A lot of people, it seems, don't seem to mind kind of seeing the same thing in our videos and Delos. They kind of like to see it from different angles and perspectives. And actually we do too. It's kind of fun to see something we both did, but like play out differently on video. So
everyone has a different perspective. And
everyone has a different perspective. Yeah,
fun.
For sure.
It's fun to have that.
You just mentioned sailing the Great Lakes, and poof, your tour guide shows up. Hi, Taylor. Yeah, except Taylor's not taking her boat to Canada. Oh, a different Taylor? Oh, hi, Taylor. I get it. Got it. Yeah, I got it, Bruce. Hi from Oriental, North Carolina. Brandon! Hi, Brandon!
Brandon Williams was our crew coming down here, so that's cool. He's on here. We'll probably see Brandon maybe in Annapolis, too. I think he's trying to come down or up.
Hi, Bill from Oriental.
Oriental's
Hi from
a great
Denver.
Town. See you in Annapolis. Yeah, I think we should do like a get-together in Annapolis. Seems like a lot of people are going to be there.
Yeah, we have to figure that out. We're going to have to plan that. Thanks, Wellington Kiwi. Big song in your video. Thank you. When we picked that song, I think we loved the intro to our videos. It reminded me of like this song, like the Friends song, like that 80s like feel good rock pop type of thing, and it
put you in a good
kind
mood,
of borders on a little not cheesy, but it's very much a genre. But I was like, you know what, it's fun. So we've gotten a lot of feedback on that, so thank you. I'm glad you like the song.
Hey from East Texas, gonna miss you all on here. So we're actually not going to stop making videos.
Yep.
So I'm going to be working, and Grace is going to focus her energies on editing.
Yep.
So maybe we'll get a couple more in the bank.
Yeah. We filmed it's amazing how, like, we still only film like 2% of our lives, because think about how long a day actually is. So if you put your mind to filming, or if you're interested in filming, you can actually film a lot. So we were in Dry Tortugas for a month.
Yep, and two-week trips there.
And we did a lot of stuff there. So we have enough videos we were very active basically between the Dry Tortugas and Panama, because we were so excited. So
I feel like we were like cruising again. I think like South Florida was fun and all, but we were sort of working on a boat and getting ready to travel, and it just wasn't like we weren't at anchor at a pretty beach so I think we were like super excited again. Like Maine was awesome, but the entire coast kind of going down was sort of like it was almost like a delivery mission. It was cold. It was January. And
we still managed to film a ton. So
stories, but
so between the Dry Tortugas and here, we actually were like, oh, like let's make sure like we film, because we're gonna want this content. I mean, it was easy because we loved it. Long story longer. You're not gonna miss any videos. We're gonna have all the videos while we're still in the States. My boat's in the water year round on the coast of Texas.
Flush to raw water side of fresh water. Interesting. That's probably something we'll do when we come back. I mean, it's a pretty new install right now, but that's something we'll have to do when we get back here.
Thank you, Sailing Vessel Reds, guys. That is good to know.
few more nasal swabs. I bet you
Yeah.
it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but maybe the guy was being gentle.
I know we both didn't have a hard time with the nasal swab. We both thought we were going to. We've only had one COVID test. We only needed one, right? Have you only had one? Yeah. We just needed one
You've
to get
had two? Or, no, one.
No,
We've
just-
only
we
had
just
one.
needed
We've
one
only
to
had
get to
one so
Mexico.
far in the last year and a half. So
Sailing Uma, we met them in Nova Scotia actually, and they were another influence on us, Kika and Dan.
they're awesome too.
Done is better than perfect. That's definitely one of our life mottos for sure.
Julia, that's my aunt. Hi, folks. Have fun.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, probably my aunt.
Oh, that's family.
Hi from Malaysia. That's cool. Malaysia's pretty far away. I don't even know what time it is in Malaysia right now.
I'd love to take the boat there someday. Full-time job. Ha ha.
Yep. I think Sound of Delos.
It is funny.
I think Sound of Delos' symbiotic relationship is working well. Yeah.
Symbolic relationship. It is a good. It's a great. We love them as people, Brian and Kaza. And yeah, I mean, you know, when you hang out with people who like do the same thing you do, it just makes life so much easier too, because you kind of think about the same things, you talk about the same stuff, and then you share knowledge. Granted, they're sharing a lot more with me really than I am with them because they're veterans. But it's also helpful, like if they need us to film something, you know, we just kind of know that world. It's easier than just asking some random person. So I think we help them too. But yeah, I mean, it's great. They're great people, and it's just great to be cruising, that are good friends and cruising buddies are also YouTubers, because that just, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess we haven't met so many people in our cruising experience that are as dedicated to long-term sailing and distance passage making.
That's true
So
too.
we've had a lot of friends of us along the way, but they sort of dropped off like in like lesser distances. And very nice to be with Delos because they won't blink an eye at sailing 1,000 miles, and we're sort of similar. Like
Yeah.
we'll put on the miles when we have to, and I think that's another way it works out really well for all of us, that we just all will sail.
Yeah, I think Brian and Kaza are very hardworking, and this lifestyle is definitely not easy if you want to do it for a long time and you want to go far. So I think we really relate to them in that respect. I think they, like, for lack of a better word, they take it very seriously. Like, we're not very serious people, but like you kind of have to take cruising seriously if you want to get anywhere. So yeah, I think we relate to them a lot in that respect, because we don't feel done. Like, we have a lot more cruising that we want to do, and we've already been doing this for
5 years.
4 or 5 years. So yeah, we're gonna be out here for a while, as are they.
But yeah.
Are you looking for getting a new boat? No, we're not getting a new boat. We want to cruise with what we have now because we own it, which is great, and we know it. So we've had the boat for 11 years.
Yep.
Yeah, and that, I can't say enough how great that is to kind of know a boat inside out. And we love our boat too, even though yes, it'd be great to have a bigger boat. But family Delos to party boat. Yeah, a lot of people say they prefer family Delos to party boat Delos. I think with Delos, I think a big thing for them too is that when it went from the big group to just Brian, Kaza, and Nugget, I think it really actually helped their filming a lot, because it's kind of hard to, when you have a whole bunch of people filming, it's hard to coordinate that. And it's kind of hard to have one central like voice or theme. And I think it's a little bit easier with the ownership just being, 2 people rather than 8 people that are kind of changing a lot. So I think that's maybe one of the reasons why people relate to Delos more now that they're out of party mode. I think you spent some time in Burlington. I was born in New Brunswick, but I grew up in Ottawa, Ontario. And I was there through high school. My mother's from New York. She's an American citizen, so I'm a dual citizen. So after I graduated high school, I went to the States. So I've lived half my life in Canada, half my life in the States. And yeah, Ottawa, Ontario is where I'm from. Hi from Kansas.
You should have a display at the Annapolis Boat Show. Sailing channels can be there. I think there is some work. There is some talk about I don't know what capacity yet. One of our patrons and really good friend is working with the Annapolis Boat Show to try to coordinate with the sailing channel. So we're not really sure what's going on with that yet, but I think there will be some sort of stand, or we'll work something out. We had a patron live chat before this, and we're definitely going to do at least a patron event, because a lot of our patrons are going to Annapolis, and maybe we do a broader event too. That'd be fun, but we'll see what the boat show has to offer first. There is talks with them though. Who's running the boat show?
TBD.
We'll keep you guys posted on that one.
Hi from Mobile, Alabama. Hi, Dick. Bye, guys. Bye, Carol. We'll see you in Annapolis. Steven, your wife Sean, and I will be in Annapolis. Maybe we'll see you. Manila. Oh, Amir, thank you.
Manila, Philippines. That's cool. When you're buddy boating with Delos, how do your varying boat speeds come into play?
That is a good question.
Brian loves to torture me with that longer water line. Like, if I am catching up to him under sail, he'll turn on the motor, and there's nothing I can do about it.
So the answer to that question is really certain points of sail. We can't really manage Delos. And anytime there's motoring involved, because Delos motors at 8 knots or something, and we can never motor that fast because of our water line. But our boat is a phenomenal sailing boat. If you kind of do some research on Sabre, you will find that she's actually a racer cruiser. And she really, that is probably the number one best thing about our boat. Is just actually how she sails, which is kind of ironic with cruising boats because that's not usually at the top, but she sails fantastically, particularly in light wind. And one thing you will find if you go cruising is that there's a lot of light wind out there. It's usually light wind. It's either way more wind than you want it to be or need it to be, or that is helpful, or it's way freaking less. So Delos's sweet spot is like 20 knots. It's like never 20. And it's actually 20 knots in the Caribbean all the time. But outside of that, it's never 20 knots. So he's like 30 knots or it's like 5 knots. So the long story short is pretty much since we've been sailing with them for a year, I mean, we have never really been probably even more than like a day on a long passage. I mean,
so they beat us like we just did
for you got.
Yeah, we did a pass run to Panama together, I guess. Like we left the same exact time. They beat us by
a day.
12 hours, I think.
Half a day.
But they went 100 miles more distance than we did because they had the motoring range to give buffer to the coast, the pirate coast, whereas I was running out of fuel, so I had to cut to corner. But I also had 2 guys on board as opposed to like a daughter and women on board. So I felt comfortable being 150 miles offshore of Nicaragua and Honduras. Brian gave it about a 200-mile buffer, 210-mile buffer. So
I think where we feel the difference in the sizes is basically when we're not sailing, because we sail pretty well over a long period of time. So basically, if we're motoring between anchorages and it's like a few hour sail, like because they can motor at 8 knots and because we can never go over 6 knots, like that over time is kind of, it makes a difference.
But I think on passage, they're not doing 8 knots under power. They're going to be, everyone's going to be throttled back. They're going to be throttled back, saving fuel like we are, but we will have our sails up in 10 knots doing 7 knots, like kind of thing, or 12 knots going 7 knots. So we don't notice the speed differential as much then.
We don't notice the speed differential as much when we're sailing or when we're doing long passages. So it's really the shorter ones. And yeah, then we do notice it. Thanks, Joey. Bag of donuts.
This one here.
What I love is how all sailors help each other. This is true. The sailing community is incredible. That's one of our favorite things about cruising. We've just made the best friends out here, and yeah, you can depend on the community.
Yeah, if anything goes wrong, someone will have your back, and nothing is too complicated. Like there's so many smart, interesting people out here, and everyone's such a different background that you get lots of ideas funneled through. And it's not like it's very different when we lived in New York, where you're just friends with people you worked with, and you all have the same skill set. Like everyone comes from different backgrounds here, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's something people don't realize. You don't have to know everything to cruise because of the community. Bruce, we've heard that before, actually. Nugget has so much personality.
Nugget is. She's one of the most amusing people I've ever met. I think.
All the people we know that have met her, that have had kids or been around kids, are like, wow, like she's not your average child. It'll be really interesting to see what she's like when she grows up. Have you seen any sloths? Oh, Phil, my favorite topic. We have seen sloths. There's tons of sloths here. The problem with the sloths is that they're often like way up in the trees, so you can see them. They're pretty hard to film because it's like the sky is really bright. My goal in life right now is to film a sloth not up in a tree, but I haven't seen that yet. Kaza and Brian had an interaction that I missed the other day that I'm so upset about. Just because I wanted to see it, but the sloth actually came down from a tree and was hanging out, and they got some amazing footage. So I have yet to experience that. I'm hoping that I will experience that before I leave. Sloths they've moved up into my top 10 favorite animals. You have to Google.
They don't do much. Like they're very. They don't
do as much for.
Grace is fascinated.
They don't do as much for Bill as they do, but they're honestly sloths weren't even honestly on my radar before I came here, but they're way cuter in person. Way cuter in person. And just such cool animals. Okay, anyway, that's enough about sloths. Check out Assyrius. We upgrade your boat.
Never heard of that boat. I'll look it up though.
Huh. Channels evolve. Life is not stagnant. One of the interesting things to see is the growth and the change. I agree, Barbara. Channels do evolve. Yeah, because they're a reflection of the people who film the channels and edit the channels, and people aren't stagnant either. So that's a really good point. What are the don't miss islands if you got 3 to 4 months?
I mean, Bahamas and Caribbean's a pretty big area for 3 months. If I had 3 or 4 months, I'd probably focus on the Bahamas because it's easier to get to and closer and less travel. And you get lost in Bahamas for 3 months pretty easily. It's a pretty amazing place. Great diving, great bonfire islands.
Yeah. I'd say in the Caribbean, what were our favorite places in the Caribbean? Pretty far south, because probably Dominica and probably Grenada, maybe St. Bart's too is pretty cool. And the Bahamas are awesome. You're gonna love the Bahamas.
Yeah, Bahamas one of my favorites still. I think you left on water.
Hi, Richard.
Who is a better cook, Bill or Grace? I think Grace would win that one.
Probably because I love food more. But Bill's very good at like grilling. Like he usually does the meat. So if it's like a 3-course meal, I'll do the vegetables and the carb, and you often will do like the meat.
I'm a good barbecuer.
Catch any huge fish. We caught the wahoo was on our way to Mexico and we lost it. You guys didn't catch anything on the way to Panama, right?
We caught a barracuda.
Oh yeah.
A couple small fish. Nothing crazy. How's the AC? Amazing. Still loving it.
My next dog is going to be a sloth. So you know what's funny about sloths? Like they are really slow, but they can move pretty quickly. And actually, when they come down from the trees, which is just once a week, they're quick. They're like down and they're up. So they actually can move fast. I'll miss your sailing with y'all. I will miss your sailing. We're not going anywhere, Mark.
Yeah, we're
getting off the boat
for rainy season.
The video, so our videos are behind by, it's June.
A few months, I guess.
They're behind by like 3 months, almost 3 months, which is about exactly how long we're going to be off the boat. So, you guys aren't going to miss any content, and we're going to keep posting stories and stuff too. So if you guys follow us on Instagram, we'll have a lot of content on there. Yes, I've never seen them swim, but I've heard that they swim. So I should probably not keep thinking about sloths because then I'm going to keep talking. So it's been an hour and 45 minutes.
Hour and 17, yeah.
An hour and 17.
Yeah, so I guess if anyone has any last burning questions, don't want to take up too much time here.
Yeah, we just want to thank you guys so much for joining us, though. We love talking to you. We love answering questions. We love getting feedback. It's so helpful. And also just want to say that we appreciate each and every one of you so much. We're super excited that we've grown as much as we have in the last year and really enjoy
interacting with everybody.
We really enjoy YouTube. So thank you for being a part of this community. And
click, like, subscribe is all the YouTubers have to say.
Yeah. We need those clicks.
You gotta get those clicks.
Clicks help us grow. Yeah.
I guess that's it, yeah.
It is almost 8 o'clock here or 7 o'clock?
Almost 8
it's almost 8 o'clock. Damn.
Yeah, thanks everyone for checking in and for coming in today. And
thanks so much, guys. And sorry.
We'll do another one of these. Probably we'll update everyone live from when we're in the States.
And thanks again, guys. We appreciate you following along. Hope everyone has a wonderful evening. And thanks again for joining. We love you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. That was good.